So I'm on top of Mount Mackay at Falls Creek. The sun has just set. It's an absolutely glorious evening. It's warm, there's no wind. And this is going to be the start of a 3-day Falls Creek adventure. Sun is just rising behind me and the adventure is about to start. Can't think of a better way to start a day. Oh, that is glorious. So I'm taking it relatively easy on this trip, and today I'm doing a tour around some of the huts on the Bogon High Plains. Currently on the path to Wallace's hut, and it really is an absolutely glorious day. So just approaching Wallace's hut. The traditional cattleman drovers and emergency shelter huts around here. Let's see if we can get a look inside. Nice. Yeah, as it says, emergency refuge only. You're really not supposed to stay in these. They do make a fantastic place to visit. And of course, where there's a hut, there's a dunny. This really is extraordinarily pleasant. One thing I'm always eternally grateful for when walking are the people who make these steps and come out and maintain the trails. Can't be an easy job. It is always very much appreciated. Well, if there's one thing I really don't like about being out here, it's the flies. I don't know if they'll show up, but I feel like my whole face is crawling with them. It's most unpleasant. We're now approaching Cope Hut, which I think is one of the nicest on the Bogon High Plains, if not the nicest. In beautiful surroundings, except for that, of course. It is a genuinely Good looking building, I think. Let's take a look inside now. As I said, definitely one of the nicer ones with a set of bunks, firewood, and good lord, there's even a mattress in here. And it really does have one of the best views from the front door. Absolutely loving all the Alpine flowers out, and for once, with my glasses on, I'm seeing everything in the colours it should be too. Wind's picking up a fair bit, so I don't know how well any of the sound will come out, but wow. There's nothing else to say really, just wow. I have a confession to make with this video. I'm not doing my normal style of camping. I am in fact glamping. There is my glamping setup. To make matters even worse, that's my car, Amy. I am parked right next to where I'm camping, so very little walking involved, but hopefully you'll understand when I show you around the campsite. I've got a fire pit, which I've already set up ready for tonight, and a table for when I have my dinner. And this is the Pretty Valley Horse Yards and campsite. So right next to the Pretty Valley hut. And one of the things I've really been doing on this walk, well this trip, is taking in the scenery. I'm not trying to get from A to B very much. I did a short 6-kilometre round trip this morning between Wallace and Cope Hut, and this afternoon I've been sitting right here with my camera looking out at that view, and that view all the way across there, that's the Bogon High Plains. And I've walked quite extensively up there, and I've also done a few little walks around this campsite, which is just absolutely beautiful. Lots of little places of interest. There's quite a few birds around. I suspect there'll be more life when the day cools down a bit. But as you can see, it is exceptionally peaceful. And if it wasn't for me talking, it would be, apart from the odd tweeting of birds, it would be completely quiet here. And I intend to spend the rest of the day doing not very much at all and just hanging around this campsite. The hill, which is just out there, that's a place called Mount Jim, which I think is one of the best names ever for a mountain, or a mound, as it is. But there's a few clouds coming in, but I'm hoping to get some good astrophotography in tonight. The Milky Way should be coming down in that direction. But until then, I'm going to enjoy the peace and quiet not think about any responsibilities or anything like that, and just take in the quiet and have a good old-fashioned relax. Absolutely loving having the fire going. Sunset. Some very colourful clouds in the sky. And it's just a very pleasant end to a very good day. I'm not quite sure what my plans will be tomorrow. Have to see what the weather's like. There's potential of some rain coming in. Then again, it may just be too hot, but that's Australia for you. But for now, I'm just going to enjoy this fire. There's something absolutely magical about watching the flames dance over the logs and the glowing embers beneath. And yeah, count myself to be very, very fortunate right now. Ever want to know on hot days quite how loud insects can get in Australia? Hopefully the background noise will give you an idea. And also quite how active the ants can get. And the size of them. Those are the sort of ones that'll run away with your arm. But today I'm actually on a drive home. I'm stopping off at various points on the way, and this has always been one of my favourites on this drive. It's just a stop off by the big river heading down from the Bogon High Plains to Omeo, and I just wanted to share it because it's a very, very beautiful spot. Due to the heat, it's currently 30 degrees. It was 36 when I was over on the Bogon High Plains. I've decided to change my plans a bit, less walking, but it's more of a hut visit now. So I'm currently in Dinner Plain, which is on Mount Hotham, and this is CR Hut, I think it's called. It's right by the edge of the road, but let's see what it looks like inside. Okay, quite plain, but that's a massive fireplace. Wow. So I'm guessing this one is very much a refuge for people who are doing cross-country skiing around the area. Yeah, a little bit of fireplace out the back. There's Amy again on the side of the road, my trusty companion on these adventures. Yeah, there we go. Just approaching JB Hut, which is situated in really nice surroundings. That's a camping area over there. Oh, and there's the dunny. First time I came here, I remember, was with Zane and Devon and Jen. This one's even got a water tank with it. Alright, let's look inside. Okay, so nice little cooking area on the outside. This is great. And the inside. Oh, definitely smell of wood smoke in here. Yep, 3 bunks on either side. Decent looking fireplace. And a great view out the window. As with all these huts, they don't comply to sleeping regulations or conditions for sleeping in. So the advice from the Alpine authority is you can't sleep in them. But I'm guessing that that's more of a, we've said that, so if anything goes wrong you can't, because I know quite a few people do sleep in these things. Another one of my favourites, JB hut. It's always important to make sure you lock the door when you leave. I just had to share one of my favourite views in the Australian Alps, and it's also showing you some places where I will go on walks in the future, and I've been on quite a few anyway. But first off, running along that ridge, which is known as the Razorback, you have a path that leads all the way to that peak there, and that's Mount Feathertop. Classic Alpine pointed peak. It's about a 10k walk along the Razorback to get to it. And on the horizon over there, that's called Mount Buffalo. That's another place I've been and done quite a few walks, taken the boys. Yeah, the fact that I've got access to all of this, just 4.5 hours, 5 hours drive from where I live, magnificent. Well, final stop of this little adventure is a hut that I've parked just below on multiple occasions when I've done the Razorback or walking up on Hotham, but I've never taken the time to do the few steps up here. So this is my first time actually visiting Diamantina Hut, which, as you can see, sits at the beginning of the Razorback walk to Mount Feathertop. Let's see what it's like inside. Take my sunglasses off. Yep, modern, fairly basic hiker's hut. Nothing like the style and class of the earlier huts that we visited. Such is the way with a lot of the modern world. But yes, after 20 years of hiking in the Australian Alps, I finally made it to this hut. And on that note, I think I shall sign off. Thank you very much for joining me for another adventure. And if you liked what you saw, please give it a like and subscribe. And have a great Christmas from when I'll be posting this. And I'll see you in the next one.